You've probably experienced this. You're tapping through a sleek, modern mobile app, and it suddenly freezes. A loading spinner locks up the screen. The immediate assumption is usually that the interface itself is broken, or the front-end code is sloppy. When developers see this, the reflex is often panic. They tear apart the user interface components, they debate switching JavaScript frameworks, or they try to shave a few milliseconds off of every single line of code they can find. But trying to optimize everything at once is a trap. The actual delay causing that spinner is almost never in the visual code. It is usually buried deep within the system's infrastructure, completely invisible to the user. This diagram highlights the trap perfectly. A team might spend weeks rewriting front-end logic to gain 1/10 of a second in load time. Meanwhile, a single, poorly structured database query sitting on a distant server is taking 4 full seconds to execute. If you write code without first diagnosing exactly where the traffic gets stuck, you will exhaust your engineering budget making the wrong things faster. You get the illusion of speed, while the actual structural flaw remains intact. Think about your own architecture. Imagine a 10 times user avalanche. If daily traffic multiplied by 10 overnight, which component would snap first? This diagram shows a standard architectural flow: a front-end node, an API, and a database. When you understand system constraints, you realize that under pressure, a system does not fail uniformly. It breaks exclusively at its weakest structural link. Watch what happens when a sudden surge of traffic hits. The traffic passes right through the front end and the API layers. These parts are usually stateless, meaning they process requests without storing a permanent memory of past interactions, so they handle high volume effortlessly. But then the wave hits the database. Because the database has to carefully read and write permanent records, the data physically piles up. The constraint chokes the flow, forces the API to wait, and causes a system-wide crash. Scalability relies on isolating the single blockage and removing it. To see how this works at planetary scale, look at YouTube. They process massive amounts of video data across global data nodes every single second. Their engineering teams do not spend their days obsessing over the micro-milliseconds it takes to render the comment section or load the sidebar graphics. They know their actual constraint is video streaming bandwidth and the physical limitations of moving heavy files across the globe. YouTube invests massive resources almost entirely into content delivery networks, or CDNs. A CDN is a geographically distributed group of servers that caches content close to end users to speed up access. They solve this specific constraint and ignore non-critical noise. High-performance systems are built by looking past 99% of the codebase to engineer the specific fraction that threatens the architecture's survival. Before a senior engineer writes a single line of code to fix a slow app, they run through a strict mental checklist to hunt down the bottleneck. First, locate the exact component users hit the most. Often, it's something simple but constant, like user authentication. Next, measure which specific operation takes the longest computational time. Even if a database read happens occasionally, if it takes seconds, it's a prime suspect. Identify any dependencies on external systems. Third-party services like payment gateways or email providers introduce uncontrollable delays that your internal code cannot fix. Finally, find the component that cannot be easily scaled horizontally. Horizontal scaling is the process of adding more individual machines to distribute the load, and some database setups simply cannot do this without complex configuration. Guessing at performance issues leads to bloated over-engineering. Measuring your system strictly isolates the necessary target. Traditionally, teams spend months manually planning and building a massive system before a blind launch, often hoping it won't collapse under real user load. Today, AI tools can generate a functional baseline system in days, offering a concrete structure to stress test before committing to a final design. You run simulated heavy traffic against this AI-generated baseline. You sit back and watch exactly where the architecture naturally breaks. This diagram shows the final step. Once you locate the broken component, you prompt the AI to redesign only that specific constraint. You leave the rest of the simple, functional system completely untouched. Mastering bottleneck identification separates systems that actually survive at scale from apps that just look fast on a local machine. And a massive part of that survival depends on how you handle memory. Which brings us to how stateful versus stateless design impacts this exact scaling process next time.